I'm Dan Buttrey, President of the Board of Directors for Fisher House, Wisconsin. I'm a Iraq War vet. 2003-2004, I served as a combat commander for a combat engineer unit. My service was ended due to an injury, and I learned of Fisher House when my old combat unit went to Afghanistan, sustained a 85% casualty rate in the unit, and every one of the soldiers' family members stayed at a Fisher House. Regina contacted me in December of 2011 because she wanted to find a way to give back to the Fisher House project, because she had informed me that she had utilized the Fisher House in Bethesda and up in the Twin Cities while her husband was being treated for wounds that he had sustained, and she wanted to find a way to give back and help out with the local Wisconsin project.
I met my husband, who was in the Marine Corps Reserve, for 7 years when I met him, and he was in for the long haul. And it was something I loved about him. You know, I really loved, this is where he is once a month, and this is what he's doing. And he taught me a lot about respect and appreciation for our country and what the flag means and what it meant to him. We were married in '97 and had a child in '99. He's our only child. It was the three of us, and that's kind of how I imagined. That's not that is how I imagined my life unfolding. One of the things you grow accustomed to is driving home, preparing yourself for people standing on your door, because you know what that means. And so that's the ultimate news that nobody wants to receive. We all know what that means, but they really don't tell you how they'll communicate with you if they're injured but they don't pass away. But I was home, and then I got a call from the casualty officer. The accident that my husband was involved in killed 3 instantly in the back, and then there were 2 survivors, my husband and the other passenger. My husband was driving, and then the passenger, they both survived. And so I got on the phone and called some friends, and I called 3 women who are dear friends, and they were all there within an hour. And then the chaos ensued. I had gotten a call at 3 in the morning that I needed to pack my bags and bring my son, because it was my mother-in-law, my son, and I that were listed as the 3 people that the military could fly to see. And we went straight to the hospital. The waiting room that they bring you into, it's not like the regular waiting room. It's the this doesn't look good waiting room, where you can see someone getting the news that their loved one didn't make it, and just waiting for your time. We're at a hotel because this Fisher House that people keep talking about is full. I'm like, Fisher House, wherever. I don't care. Where are we sleeping? It's been a long, stinking day. I've been up since 2 o'clock in the morning, and I've had like 3 different things coming at me about where I'm going to be, what country I'm going to be. I don't care. I just need to sleep. But my mother-in-law snored, so I ended up sleeping in the bathtub with pillows around my head, because I'm a light sleeper. And I think we spent 2 nights there, and then when the Fisher House opened up, we moved in. It was really helpful to be able to spread out and feel like we were in a home. I could go upstairs. My mother-in-law was with me at the time, so they stayed downstairs. I was able to go upstairs and sleep if that's what I wanted to do, and we were able to switch because we were able to spread out. When we went over to the hospital at night, I wanted to spend time as a family, and my husband was not responsive. He was he just wasn't. He was a pre-vegetative state is what they called it. And but I tried to normalize it as much as possible, thinking things could change. So we would play board games, or we would watch TV. Dylan would sit next to his dad. They would move him over so he could sit on one side, and I would read, or they would watch some sort of cartoon. They told us that at 30 days with a brain injury, what you see is what you get. And I was like, well, that's not good enough. He's been doing this for almost 15, 16 years. You're not going to give him 30 days. That's not how this is going to work. For me, what are the other options? And that was my bold, response. And then they took me and showed me the difference between a normal CAT scan and my husband's CAT scan. And that's when I realized this is going to be something a lot different than what I had anticipated. And so I remember being in the bathroom floor, in the ICU on the floor, just crying. I don't even know how much time I was in there. Being a caretaker for someone who's going through whatever health issues they are, you're not worried about paying for where you're living or getting a bill under your door. You're not having to go out if you don't want to, or leave and be far away from your loved one. It just takes a lot of the stuff that we do without thinking about it like that day-to-day stuff, it takes a lot of that off your plate so you can focus on the person that you're there for. I want my son to go back, and we're actually going to go back to Minneapolis and thank the people there and show how big he is now and all that stuff. Thank them for their help through the stuff that we went through. But then I don't want to have to drive to Minneapolis every time I want to support a Fisher House. So I'm excited that Milwaukee is getting one, and I hope to not just be a part of helping one be developed, but a part of making it the home that we experience, because I know they're thankless faces. I mean, people that I will never meet who put time and energy and thought into making that place what it was.
Fisher House Wisconsin is a nonprofit here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, working in partnership with the Fisher House Foundation. And our mission is to help build and then maintain a Fisher House at the Milwaukee VA Medical Center. This is a capital campaign year for us to raise enough funds so we're able to build the future Fisher House at the Milwaukee VA. Once it's built, construction will start in early to mid 2013. Once the Fisher House is constructed, all these family members and veterans will have a place to stay while they're being treated or while they're visiting a loved one.